What's up, Lions family? You're tuned in to Lions News Fan Report, where every roar of the den comes to life with the latest buzz from our Motor City heroes. If you're as fired up about Detroit's defense as I am, do me a favor. Smash that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss a moment of the action. Now, today's deep dive revolves around one of our unsung heroes last season, Pat O'Connor, and the jaw-dropping whispers suggesting he could be back on the roster despite what everyone's been saying. But hold on, I'm not spilling the beans on the biggest twist just yet. Instead, let's unravel how this underdog story may morph into the feel-good tale of the offseason. Pat O'Connor. Remember that versatile defensive lineman we all cheered for in 2024? He wasn't a household name when he arrived from Tampa Bay, but he instantly made his presence felt. Playing both inside as a defensive tackle and sliding outside as an edge rusher, O'Connor logged over 200 snaps at tackle and nearly 30 more as a pass rusher when injuries decimated our front. In those final 5 games, he averaged 30.6 snaps. No. Small feat for a guy on his first year in blue and silver. That impressive 77.8 grade in 2022 with the Buccaneers hinted at his upside. But in Detroit, he earned the trust of defensive coach Terrell Williams and the admiration of his teammates. Williams himself said, "The guys love him. I love him. He's that plug-and-play guy we needed." That adaptability became O'Connor's calling card. Fast forward to this spring. The headline on Detroit Jock City read, "Beloved Lion likely won't make it to July." Ouch, that stung. The article laid out the brutal reality. The Lions' roster is practically a superstar convention right now, with DJ Reader, Levi Onwuzurike, first-round rookie Tyleik Williams, and newly added Roy Lopez all jostling for defensive line spots. Then there's Broderick Martin, Mekhi Wingo, and Alim McNeill rehabbing his ACL. At 31 years old, O'Connor suddenly finds himself in the crosshairs of a crowded depth chart. The site pointed out that while he can still make the team, he faces an uphill battle, and the clock might run out before his pads ever hit the grass this summer. But here's where things get intriguing. Sources around the Lions facility have been buzzing with chatter about O'Connor's off-season workouts. They say he's been arriving earlier than anyone else, putting in extra hours on the sled and at the weight room. Could this be a sign that he's laser-focused on proving doubters wrong? And what about those private meetings with the coaching staff? Rumor has it that O'Connor has been working closely with Aaron Glenn's defensive unit, tweaking his pass rush technique to counter the elite tackles he'll face in the NFC North. Is it possible that these clandestine sessions are setting him up to outshine some of the shiny new faces on the roster? Historically, Detroit hasn't hesitated to retain players who show heart and versatility. Remember when Ezekiel Ansah came out of seemingly nowhere to terrorize quarterbacks in 2015? Some insiders believe the Lions might be courting a similar storyline with O'Connor. After all, when injuries struck last season, he stepped up without hesitation. No ego, just grit. His special teams, play, and locker room leadership echoed that championship mindset that Dan Campbell preaches. So, could the front office be quietly planning to keep him around as that utility man, capable of slamming the door from the inside, or blitzing off the edge? I wouldn't rule it out. Still, the text of that Jock City piece was crystal clear. Competition is fierce. DJ Reader's presence alone demands respect. And first-round pick Tyleik Williams is expected to contribute immediately. Yet, if you scan the locker room chatter on social media, some teammates are already waxing poetic about how O'Connor's work ethic might trump raw talent. "He's the ultimate glue guy," one defensive back tweeted. "Can't tell me he won't find a way to stick." Another post from a beat writer hinted that O'Connor's agent has been in contact with Team Brass, negotiating a minimal contract that allows him to stick on the practice squad, if not the active roster. Does that signal a secret plan to keep him around regardless of where he lines up on game day? If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you stay in the loop with every Detroit update. Now, diving into the next chapter of Pat O'Connor's roller coaster offseason, rumors are swirling that our versatile defensive lineman might just defy the odds and secure a roster spot. But the drama is far from over. While many expected him to be an early cut, word around the facility is that June's organized team activities have become O'Connor's proving ground. Sources say he's been the first guy on the field each morning, executing position drills with surgical precision. Imagine him lining up alongside DJ Reader in the 2 technique, then sliding outside on the very next snap as an edge rusher. His ability to switch roles on a dime could be exactly what this defense needs if injuries strike again. But here's the speculative twist. Insiders hint that the coaching staff is deliberately holding off on publicly praising anyone too early, keeping the locker room guessing. Could this strategy be designed to keep other hopefuls off balance? If O'Connor emerges as the surprise standout during joint practices, it could force Terrell Williams and the defensive coaches to rethink their depth chart. After all, continuity has been a struggle for Detroit's front four the last few seasons. Having a player who knows the system and can plug holes without a learning curve is invaluable. Some analysts believe O'Connor's mastery of both inside and outside stunts gives him the upper hand in passing situations, where his hand-fighting technique and leverage can disrupt even the most polished NFL offensive tackles. But let's not overlook potential pitfalls. With DJ Reader commanding the interior and Tyleik Williams projected as a day-one contributor, locker room chatter suggests that O'Connor might be relegated to special teams. While special teams can be a valuable avenue to secure a place on the roster, O'Connor's heart clearly lies in making an impact on defense. There's also the risk of re-injury. That nagging question lingers. Can his surgically repaired body handle the rigors of a full NFL season? Some trainers are said to be monitoring his flexion angles closely, evaluating minute differences in his knee bend that could signal lingering weakness. If those numbers aren't flawless, could the team opt to delay his activation until mid-season? It's a delicate balance between prudence and urgency, and only time will tell which direction Detroit will choose. Meanwhile, the fan base is divided. On social media boards, one camp insists O'Connor will be a camp favorite, but ultimately cut when the roster is set. The opposing contingent argues that his locker room leadership, especially among rookies, makes him indispensable. After all, coaches often talk about football IQ, and O'Connor's reputation as a student of the game could tip the scales. If you listen to whispers from the defensive backs, they credit him with teaching younger players nuanced pursuit angles, emphasizing gap control in ways no veteran lineman could. That mentorship role is tough to quantify on the stat sheet, but it's the kind of intangibles that drive championship cultures. As July 1st approaches, the tension in Lions country is palpable. Will Pat O'Connor emerge from the shadows of camp as the surprise defensive asset we desperately need? Or will he fade from the scene, remembered only for those few moments of brilliance last season? My gut says that his unparalleled work ethic and unwavering blue-collar grit will secure at least a practice squad berth. But wouldn't it be something if O'Connor claimed a full roster spot and went on to deliver game-changing plays? Now, it's your turn. What do you think, Lions faithful? Can Pat O'Connor beat the odds and carve out a role on this defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read your takes. If you loved this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a hot scoop. Thanks for watching, and go Lions!